All right, everybody. Welcome to Off the Rails Sports Podcast, the best sports podcast on the internet. I am John, and if you could real quickly hit like and subscribe, we appreciate it. Leave some comments. I am here with the host with the most, Scott. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I don't know how that ice is still ice after all that fire on there. We saw a lockup last night. The Canes taking out New Jersey, correct?
The Kings took on Edmonton.
Hurricanes.
Oh, the Canes.
I, I'm
Okay. I'm
sorry.
just
I'm
using
sorry.
language. I'm just
Throw,
using the English. Okay, guys, come
I
on.
threw the curveball to you, because you're in the studio. I got to
I'm
be
in this.
ready.
You do.
So, hockey fans in South Carolina, they call the Hurricanes the Canes.
Oh, the Canes. We got the
Yeah,
Canes. That's what it is. Okay. Actually,
yeah.
it's North Carolina, but let's go with the South Carolina. I like
Oh,
that
see.
too. That's
I
okay.
love I love being corrected. That's the great thing because I know Jay's listening to me.
I am. I
Yeah,
got to keep on my game with you, kid. I
yeah,
got to keep
yeah.
on my game.
So the East Coast, they're all looking to lock up. They got 3-1 series, and we're over here on the West Coast with everybody tied up except for the big loss in the LA region, the blackout loss to the Edmonton Oilers. Was that a game or what?
You know, let's talk. Let's okay. Hold on a second. We're gonna.
Sorry.
Okay,
Hey,
that's
hey,
okay. That's
hey.
okay.
I'm hitting away on Jay
I know
today.
you
Come
are.
on,
You
let's
know
go.
what? You're Babe Ruth, okay, and I'm a singles hitter. I'm not Rod Carew. You're the Babe Ruth,
Otani,
okay.
Otani.
Oh, I should be Brian in on that one. That would be a real good one. You know he'd love that. He'd love that. Let's talk about the east side of the board real quick. The
Yeah.
Senators staved off elimination. They won into Toronto,
Oh,
won 4-0.
yeah,
There's Toronto still leads 3-2, but they kind of made it a series. I thought they were going to get the gentleman's sweep yesterday, but
yeah.
it didn't quite work out. Any thoughts on that?
Hey, Ottawa, I Ottawa wants it. They want it. And was it just at the beginning they weren't used to playoff hockey, and the Maple Leafs were just pushing it on them that severe, and now they're realizing they can win.
Right.
We talk about like, oh, we got to have perfection. We got to have perfection to beat this team. And then the stellar team is like, oh, they're going to trip up eventually, and we're going to win, right? But if you
Sure.
keep somebody in the mix long enough, they start believing in their talent. And
Sure.
when you got a captain like they got in Kachuk, and he's like doing the whole Green Bay thing of, there's nothing to worry about here. We got this. You know, Maple Leafs may need to start worrying. They might start need to be the Jets and being like, "Hey, we got problems here."
Well, especially with their history in the first round, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
exactly.
call it
Their
what it
big
is.
history. Yeah, I told you them calling out the Florida Panthers and looking passes is a death wish. That
No argument.
you
No
just fired
argument,
up
my
that
friend.
team. It's just like when
Well,
the Angels when they won the World Series. You remember when the Giants?
I don't think I was alive then. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yes. Hmm.
yeah. So I gotta rest my cap somewhere where we won the title.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
20 some
I'm
odd
sure you
years
got the
ago.
towel from the parade. Yeah, exactly. Right.
My, my,
Oh,
my father-in-law had the hats, the towels, and everything in a big old box in his shrine. He
oh,
burns
of
candles
course.
at them every now and then. But so the Giants went up and they handed the World Series winning ball to their pitcher and said, "Congratulations." And then
Yeah.
Spezio, I think his name is Spezio, the first baseman, rattles off all these foul balls, and next thing you know, he hits a home run, and here we come.
Here we come.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
It was a great comeback.
you don't know who's going to ignite and get that team going or diminish the flame. You don't know.
Yeah,
Until
you're right.
until it's over, and TNT and ESPN's running the commercial. You too can be wearing their fan gear, and you can get this.
Oh, absolutely.
DVDs. Still trying to
Yeah.
sell DVDs. Whoops, my bad. Try it.
You know what?
What?
I actually pre-ordered my Ducks Stanley Cup jersey. I'm sure it's
Oh,
coming real soon. Yeah, okay.
20,
All right. Let's
2055.
move on. The Canes ended the season, the miserable season for the Devils without Jack Hughes. Won that series, gentlemen sweep 4-1. The Canes move on. Go Canes, right?
Yeah, they're in trouble next round though. I don't think they got it in them.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the other games in the West last night. Golden Knights, man, they really showed some mettle. They were
Woo!
down. They were down in the third period.
Woo!
They scored. They scored, and you know what? They won in overtime 3-2.
Woo! You want to talk about what a half an inch gets you?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I mean, Jay tells that every night in the bedroom, but let me say,
Exactly. Yes.
um,
Exactly.
that
Yes.
offsides period with a minute 18 left to go
Yep.
and wiping off that game winning goal
Yep.
that the you know that was a nail in the coffin. Then to go overtime, bounce it off the boards, and then shoot it in the goal.
Yeah.
Oh man, talk about playoff hockey. That's
Yeah.
just bouncing back and forth. That's insanity. You know.
Tension on tension.
Yes, and they
All
had to
right.
win at home. You know, they
Yep.
had to win at
That
home. You got to win at home.
2 assists in the game for the great Jack Eichel. All right, let's go to the what was the game of most interest to Scott and myself. The Oilers rolled into Los Angeles and got a much needed victory. They now lead the series 3-2. Like we talked about the other day, and like I said last night on my podcast, um, we're trying to say things outside the norm, but when we get them wrong, we have to own them too.
Yeah,
And
totally,
and
totally.
Scott and I were talking on a previous podcast about, and I said, not Scott, that I thought the Kings just looked younger and fresher. And it's weird. There's two different series going on here. There's the series that goes on for the first two periods, and then there's the third period that the Oilers own. And I
Yep.
didn't think the Oilers were going to be able to do it after their long Stanley Cup run last year. I was absolutely unequivocally wrong. They are studs in the third period. They turn and they can flip the switch.
Yeah. 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 Don't forget they were in the Western Conference the year before. These players are getting a lot of minutes, a lot of hours. Like they're out there for long periods of time. They're not resting like the Ducks or like the Boston Bruins right now. You know,
Oh, that just
they're
happened. That just
oh
happened.
hey hey
That just
hey hey
happened. That
hey
just happened. That
one
just
one to,
happened. All right,
one to
whatever.
my chin and then one right across you. I mean
Boom,
I gotta hit you
boom.
good.
It's like
But
it's like I'm in the ring with George Foreman. Continue,
yeah.
please.
But you got to lose one to win one. I really believe Edmonton is they've been there, they lost them, and I think they're there, and they made some changes that don't seem right. But is it right? We don't know. I mean, they're owning third period. The Kings. This is how desperation that you're at your home. You have the highest winning percentage at home going into the cup, right? You're owning home ice. I've asked, what does home ice mean to people, right? Nobody can really answer it, but you protect your home. That's the bottom line. And when you have three forwards. You have your left wing, your right wing. You have your center that drops back and plays defense. You have your two defenders. They
Yes.
decided to play one defender, one legit defender, and everybody else was forwards. They were all attackers, and still couldn't pressure on the net consistently long times. Their passing has lost. It's not there anymore. There was some round robin where they were trying to wear out the Edmonton Oilers, but then they lost it, and then there they go again, taking off down the ice.
Yeah.
The best defense is a good offense. 200 feet is not. These guys can skate and get there, and that's desperation when you're seeing that already happening from a coach. You know,
Yeah.
because these defenders, especially with the Kings, they jump in and attack, but they've been so far back on their heels for so long in the third period that it's they don't control the ice anymore. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And they're a great team. They can turn it around.
Oh, there's no
But
doubt.
I don't know if they can get two in a row though, but it's gonna be interesting.
It is. I mean, obviously the Kings they won the final game in the regular season in Edmonton to get the home ice for this series. The Kings, even the games they win, it's like, it's like a Mission Impossible scene, right? You're holding your
Yeah.
breath the entire way. They had a 5-1 lead in game one. They tied it up 5-5, and then they won 6-5. I mean, even the
Yeah.
games, it's, I just think at some point, and look, these guys are professional athletes. They are the best in the world at what they do. But at some point, when you've lost, I believe, the previous 2 years to the Oilers in the first round, uh, and this all of a sudden happens, there's no way, if you're not human, if it doesn't creep back into your psyche of, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, I think they lost the last 3 rounds myself, but
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
But it's just like in baseball, like when the Angels did make the playoffs and we saw
Oh,
Boston in the first round. I remember getting the phone calls from you and just chuckling at me, and you guys owned us. You owned us. But if we saw the Yankees in the first round, we would get through. And you're like, it doesn't make sense. It just certain teams line up better against other teams. It doesn't make
absolutely.
sense, but it does. I
Absolutely.
mean, I got Oregon up here against OSU, and we're ranked number 3, and we dropped 2 games to Oregon this last series that we just had against them. It doesn't make sense. I don't even know if they're in the top 15, but we lost against them.
Sorry, college baseball. That's not on our radar
Hey,
yet. Okay.
we're off.
Hey,
We're off the rails sports podcast. Like and subscribe.
like and subscribe before we head to the mental institute because we've been talking
Right?
about college baseball.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey,
hey, hey, hey.
hey,
I
hey.
can't wait
We
till we
gotta
edit out all those hays.
right. We gotta get into why one of these days. Why when there's certain people that say, "Oh, I only watch college football,"
Correct.
or "I only watch NFL." Is it college football or college sports? Is because every 4 years you're just getting a whole reboot.
Yep. That's a big
You know what
part
I
of it.
mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
You know
You
what I
don't have
mean?
a Patrick Mahomes there for 15 years or a Tom Brady for 18 or 20. Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, because
Mhm.
if you had Brady for the 15, 20 years, you're getting 4 or 5 titles.
Sure.
Now you got Mahomes there. What does he have? Like 4 titles, 3 titles now?
It's got three.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks. Yeah.
But all right, back to the hockey.
Back to the hockey. So, who do you like in? Let's just say right now. Okay, let's go to Wednesday's slate. We've already
Okay.
talked enough about Tuesday. Wednesday we got the Canadians Capitals. I think that series is over. It's 3-1.
Yeah.
Panthers
Caps.
Lightning. Is there any hope for the Lightning? They lost a
Yes.
crucial game 4. Oh, you do think? Okay,
Yeah. I think
okay,
they're gonna.
okay,
Yeah. I really think that's going game 7.
okay. All right,
I'm still not giving up on this 7 games on this
okay.
thing.
Yeah, Journey isn't the only one who don't stop
Hey.
believing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can't
Steve
stop.
Perry. Okay, Steve
Hey.
Perry.
Can't
And
stop.
let's talk about the one that I predicted the first round upset. I kind of look like the fool, but I still believe the Blues are going to beat the Jets. It's
I I'm
2-2.
I believe that too. I believe it. I'm on that bandwagon about the Blues. So
Yeah,
I've seen the Jets fall apart many a times in the first round and lost a few bucks on them, taking the
yeah,
cup and lost. Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
donated, kept the lights on
Donated.
in
Well,
Vegas.
you look. That's why we call you Big Money Scott. Okay.
Right,
And when you and I disagree, I take out the M in the middle. It's not
right,
BMS. It's just BS. Okay. That's
right.
that.
It
Hey,
is. Hey,
let's just deal with it. Just the
hey,
facts.
hey.
Scoreboard. Um, all right. Do you have any more thoughts on hockey before we exit out of this great podcast?
The Canadians need to bring muscle to knock out the Capitals. They need to do that whole pre-fight thing like they did last time. They
Mm-hmm.
got to set the tone if they get a chance, but most likely it's
It's
lights
over.
out over there. It's
It's
lights out
over,
over there.
Johnny. It's
It's
over.
over. I didn't
It's
want this.
right.
They wanted this. What
Also, give you
great
everybody a
movie.
little sneak preview. F1 goes to Miami this weekend. Okay, just saying.
Woo!
Woo! I know, I
Woo!
know. South Beach, break
Woo!
out the thongs. Okay.
Yeah, I think
All
that's
right.
where McLaren got a win, right? Last year.
Yep. Yeah, I think it is. I think you're right. All right, that's it. If you could hit like and subscribe, we really appreciate it, and we will see you soon on Off the Rails.
See